to show respect to the audience and respect your own business. It was a way to protect it.
And I'm Kayfabe Adrian, and I'm Kayfabe Focus.
And I'm E.A.
It's Kayfabe Avenue.
Ladies and gentlemen, heels and faces, and casual wrestling fans, and all you smart marks, I'm E.A, and this is This Week in Wrestling Review right here on Kayfabe Avenue. Obviously, as you can see, I'm by myself this week. Both of my brothers is on vacation. It's a beautiful thing. Sometimes you got to get away, go get your mind right, go have fun, go explore the world. You know what I mean? It's important. You know what I mean? Everyday struggle just to get away. You know what I'm saying? Like, go to work, come home, school, whatever you're going on in your personal life. It's just good to explore the world. So salute my brothers. Hope they keep it safe out there. I'll speak to them. I speak to them right on the regular, so I'm not worried about it. But you know what I mean? I know they're doing all right, but salute to them. Also, I want to say that today is May 9th, 2021 on Sunday, which means today is also Mother's Day. So I'd like to give a special shout out to all the mothers out there. Kayfabe Avenue appreciates y'all. Y'all, yo, without y'all, it wouldn't be none of us. You know what I'm saying? All y'all mothers out there, also your grandmothers. You know what I mean? If you're close to your grandmother and all and things of that nature, shout out to all of y'all. You know what I mean? Y'all always have my love and respect. You know what I mean? I respect all my elders, and you know what I mean? I just want to say that as well. Let's get right into it. We're going to start with Raw Review first, the May 5th show that just happened on Monday, this Monday that just passed. And the first thing that happens was AJ Styles and Osmos comes out and they cut a promo talking about, oh, we was on vacation, we celebrating, we was popping bottles and all this crazy other shit. Whatever. You know what I mean? Like whatever. I wouldn't mind chilling with AJ and Omos and you know what I mean, the club, whatever he was talking about. You know what I mean? But whatever. New Day come out, typical promo, cutting jokes, laughing, giggling, pancakes, Skittles, whatever. you know, got them pissed off, and then it leads right into a tag team match for the titles. It was a good match, you know what I mean? I give it like a good 8. Almost is looking like a monster out here, like woo, like you gotta keep him close, you know what I mean? He's gonna be a problem in a couple of years when he goes on his own. I think AJ is a perfect one to really get him in the direction he is because he's already a legend. And I think it's important when legends bring in newer guys and put them under their wing, or they put them in part of their story or their character, and it's because it helps them develop faster into what the company wants to make them become. You know what I mean? So later on, whenever AJ retires or whatever's going on, he already have him established to take over his part. You know what I'm saying? His spot on the show. So salute to AJ being once again the general in the locker room. And the match was good. You know what I mean? I give it like a good 7.5, 8, typical New Day flips and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It was what it was. I give it like a 7.5, 8 around that side. What's the next situation? Okay. So right after that, we get into Charlotte Flair. She was getting reinstated from last week from getting suspended by Sonya Deville, and was celebrating her victory over Mandy Rose. Then Dana Brooke comes out. She has a match with Dana Brooke. Good match. I ain't even gonna lie. Dana Brooke has really been growing on me. And I don't know why it took so long for them to start pushing her. She's always been a great talent. Like, but we always used to see her on like main event. You know what I mean, on the app and stuff like that. Like, I'm glad she's finally got a push. I guess her with Mandy is creating a good. I don't know. They got good chemistry, and Dana Brooke is definitely a talent. I never said that she couldn't go. I just felt like her character was kind of bland, but at least like I don't have no problem where like you could always work on your character, become better or change in some way or another. It's the in ring work ability that means a lot. Even though the character work is important, the in-ring work ability is probably more important. You know what I mean? I think Stone Cold said it himself. He was like, yeah, anybody could come out and cut a Rock promo. You know what I'm saying? Anybody could do that. But if you can't deliver in the ring, it's going to fall flat. You know what I mean? You got to also be exciting in the ring. You know what I mean? So you could always work on promo. You know what I mean? Or character development. You can always work on that. In-ring ability is the most important because you got to keep yourself safe and you got to keep your opponent safe. So I see that she has really been developing on her skills. She probably already had it. She just never really got the push or the chance yet. So I'm happy for her that she's getting the chance. And then of course she's with Charlotte Flair, one of the best women right now wrestling. You know what I'm saying? So, but it was a victory. She had put her in the figure eight. Dana Brooke, of course, tapped, but it was a good match. It was decent enough. I give it like a 7. You know what I mean? Definitely a good match. What's next up? Um, Deville added Flair to the WrestleMania match at Backlash because she won the match against Dana Brooke. Rhea Ripley comes out and Asuka. They both pissed off, obviously, because it's supposed to be Asuka and Rhea. But of course, they always got to put Charlotte somewhere in the title picture. You know what I'm saying? Like, uh, whatever. You know what I'm saying? She's probably gonna beat her father's record in like 2 years, and probably go up to like 30 at this pace. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter where you put her on. They always giving her a title shot or opportunity for one or something. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. Um, Next up, the Miz come out with John Morrison, Elias, and Jackson Riker, and they were talking shit. You know what I mean? They were letting them sing with each other. I thought it was hilarious. Yo, the Miz could do it. He can't do no wrong. Yo, he just as a heel, as a face, he's just fucking ridiculous. You know what I mean? And they were singing together with Jackson Riker and them. Then they were messing up the song. I guess they were trying to diss Damian Priest. Damian Priest comes out and he'd say, yo, I'm sick of y'all, blah, 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 blah. Y'all got your ass whooped at WrestleMania. Now y'all want to jump me because of what happened last week and things of that nature. And he wants his rematch, obviously. So what happened was, so hold on. So John Morrison is the one who ends up in the match with him. It was a one-on-one. And of course, Damian Priest gets off the win. He got his revenge back, and it was a good match. John Morrison's another one, a veteran. You could put him in there with anybody. He'll make him look great. He will make it look great. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. He let Bad Bunny do a Canadian destroyer to him outside of the ring, clean. Like you got to have a lot of trust for your opponent to or to do that to you that doesn't have no in ring I could say what's the word I'm looking for experience like that. Like he just probably started training like 3 4 5 months or something like that. Like he's not like a 10-year 11-year veteran like John Morrison and all these other guys here. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely not that. But John Morrison, he helped them, pulled it off, and it looked beautiful. And thank God he came out safe, and it was what it was. You know what I'm saying? So, but as far as this match, I give it like a 7. I thought it was a little bit too short. It wasn't nothing too crazy, but like I said, John Morrison, you can make anybody look good. So it was salute to John Morrison. Next match. All right, this is the only thing I got bars for. It's like, all right, so what now? Like the next match was the Lucha House Party versus Cedric Alexander and Sheldon Benjamin. Like what more burying can y'all do to these guys? Like they literally was tag team champs a couple months ago. Y'all broke them up from MVP and Bobby Lashley. You know what I mean? The Hurt Business was actually catching on. I was actually digging that, digging the faction. It didn't make sense for them to break up. And then, of course, they had a good match with the Lucha House. Yo, the Lucha House Party, another one. They could go. They go in there. They're exciting. They just crazy. I love the luchador type of style wrestling. You know what I mean? It's fast paced, high flying, all over the world. You know what I mean? They work the whole ring. You know what I mean? And Lucha House Party is excellent at that type of style. But they lost to him. They hurt business. Hurt Business. Sheldon and Cedric, they lost to them. It was a good match though. I give it like a 7.5, but it well, why? What they did they do something in the back? Like who they pissed off? Like y'all just completely burying them. After the match, because Sheldon was the one who took the pin. After the match, Curtis Alexander grabs the microphone and he goes off. He's like, "Yo, now I know the reason why we got kicked out the Hurt Business is because you're the weakest link out of us four when we had it. And you made me look bad. And you made Bobby look bad. And MVP look bad. And I'm done with this and all this crap. And I don't want nothing to do with you anymore. And you're washed up and all. Like, he went in on Sheldon. So maybe this is brewing into a feud between them two. I actually see, like, there will be a good match or something like that with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, they both could go, you know what I'm saying? So maybe it's gonna be a feud between them, maybe not. I don't know, but whatever. Right after that, we go into Angel Garza versus Drew Gulak. Yo, where these two been at? You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Angel Garza, Drew Gulak. Like, I'm glad to see them both on TV. They both are amazing wrestlers. I love Drew Gulak. Angel Garza, of course, we seen everything he could do when he was on NXT, and I'm glad that he's still showcasing it now that he's on the big show. And he has been on TV. Well, he's been on TV doing like little skits trying to holler at Nia Jax. Like, bro, all them beautiful women. Never mind. But he been showing up, doing a bunch of those, you know what I mean, trying to holler at Nia Jax for a couple weeks, and now he finally got a match. And this was a dope match. This was like actually probably one of the better matches of the night, from what I remember. You know what I mean? Once again, it is what it is. I give it like an 8.5. Angel Garza takes the win over Drew Gulak, but I'm glad to see both these brothers is back on TV. Next up, um, Riddle is running around the back on his scooter again. Like, I don't know what. Like, one week he's a pothead, the next week he's Evil Knievel, the next week he's eating donuts. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, pick a mood, Matt. Like, pick a fucking mood, Riddle. Runs into Randy Orton. He's still trying to make this RK Bro team happen. He's hilarious. Randy is serious. Like, it's like another odd pairing, like the Rock and Sock Connection. You know what I mean? Mick Foley and the Rock, when they got together, like, it was just like the Rock was the serious. Even though he was hilarious, he was serious, and then Mick Foley was the one playing around, running around with the sock and all this stupid shit. And it's kind of that way, but it you know what I mean? It is what it is. And he's still trying to create the team. So he like, all right. So I spoke to the manager already. I spoke to Aiden Pierce, and we're gonna go out there and we're gonna have a match. You know what I mean? Against a tag team. You know what I mean? Let's see if we can do it again. Turns out that the tag team match that they have is Randy Orton and Riddle versus Elias and Jackson Riker. This was a squash. It wasn't no more than like 7 minutes from what I remember. Like, they beat the shit out of both of them. You know what I mean? Especially Randy. Randy was going crazy on Elias. A lot of them shots looked stiff. You know what I mean? But it was what it was. I give it a 7, only because I thought it was short. But I didn't see it like it was gonna be like no 5-star classic, because I think they just still trying to build the story around Riddle and Randy. So they trying to keep that story going together. You know what I mean? More than the focus on the match was important. I think that's why they cut it short. You know what I mean? I could probably be jumping out the window. Maybe I can't. Or maybe I'm not. But that's just my opinion on it. But it was a 7. You know what I mean? Next up, is Sheamus. He comes out talking crazy. He had a quick promo. Like, I mean, I'm the man, blah, 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 blah. Open challenge. Mansoor accepts the challenge. The guy they signed from Iraq or Saudi Arabia. Don't kill me if I'm mistaken or not. You know what I'm saying? This was a dope match. Yo, that dude is gonna go places. Mansoor. He's exciting. I like his style. He reminds me of like another Ali, like Mustafa Ali type style. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not just saying that because of the comparison on the way they look. You know what I'm saying? Being their heritage or their race or anything like that. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about style wise only. and he had kind of sort of that type of style mixed in with a little bit of luchador type of style. And I like him. He's gonna be all right. Like I think it was the call up was a little bit too early because I know he was on NXT at first for a little while, and then so I think it was kind of surprising, you know what I mean? But he got busy. As far as the match was good. You know what I mean? The match was good. Sheamus was doing his thing. Um, and he wins by disqualification. And then because Humberto Carrillo comes out and attacks um Sheamus. So I guess he ain't forget what happened last week. And I guess they building a feud around that. So he interrupted the match. So Sheamus wins disqualification. Hold on a second. All right. Next up is a tag team match between the women, Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler versus Naomi and Lana. Lana's improving. Excuse me, y'all. Lana has actually improved a lot in in ring ability. Like she's getting better. I'm glad now she's finally stopped the shit with the I'm scared of Nia and I'm scared of Shayna shit. Like now she's attacking them. Like now she's fighting back. I guess not that she linked up with Naomi. She got hot now. So I gotta give her props on that. She should have never been scared in the first place. Well, maybe Nia, because Nia's a habitual injurer. So she could legitimately injure Lana. I'm not Shayna, you know what I mean? She doesn't have the track record that Nia Jax has. You know what I'm saying? So, but it is what it is. And I'm just talking on some life shit. Like, yo, like I'll be scared too if you know what I mean? If she's over here injuring all my coworkers every time she worked with somebody. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? As far as the match, it was good. I give it like I give it like a 7.5. You know what I'm saying? They gave him a lot of time too, like a good 10, 15 minutes. And I thought the match was excellent on both sides. Like Lana really did impress me a lot. She really went to work. But Shayna Baszler, Kuda Fida clutch, and night night Lana, Tap City. It was what it was, but it was a good match. Definitely worth a second watch if you know what I mean, if you want to go back. All right. Now now the main event of the night was Bobby Lashley versus Braun Strowman. If Strowman wins, the stipulation was Strowman wins, he gets added onto the match with him and Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania Backlash. Uh, so Drew McIntyre, so while they wrestling, Drew McIntyre comes out, joins the announce team. He talks a lot of trash on both of them. Um, and then hold on. So while he was talking trash, Braun Strowman gets thrown out the ring, and then he approaches Drew McIntyre. Then they get into like an arguing match and blah 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 blah. So when while that was going on, McIntyre took out both of them with Claymore kicks, and then Bobby Lashley was able to defeat Braun Strowman. Hold on, I might be I'm getting it confused. Although, yeah, no, so he's already in the triple threat match. Yeah, that's not my fault, y'all. He was already in the triple threat match. This was just a regular match between them two before the situation. But yeah, that's your raw review. I probably did miss a couple of promos. It's not coming in my head. I'm just trying to read from the dirt sheets that I found. But that's my raw review. Now we're gonna get into AEW first. Next up, this took place May. What is it? Yeah, May 5th. We're gonna start with the rankings. I'm just gonna say them, you know what I mean, so we could kill time. Build it faster. The rankings for both champions in the men's division. Of course, Kenny Omega. He's holding like 100 belts, whatever. And then Darby, Kenny Omega is 0-4 with a 45-11 overall record. Darby Allin, the TNT champion, with a 9-0 record right now. His overall is 31, 13, and 1 draw. So the number one contender right now in the bracket is Orange Cassidy with 8-0. Okay, I guess he's getting his wins up somewhere, probably Dark or something like that. Salute the Orange. He's the one of the most popular wrestlers on the brand. Period. Like he can't do no wrong. He can't do no wrong. When the fans come back, they be going. They be always dressing up like him, acting like him, hands in their pocket. Especially little kids. Little kids love him. When you get the kids over, you're officially the man. You feel me? Like your t-shirt's flying and all of that shit. I don't know if you reviewed a couple months ago or October. I ain't forget. Like I said it in the review that I was just looking on my timeline on Twitter one day, and everybody was tweeting Orange Cassidy pictures of their kids dressed up as Orange Cassidy, and he was retweeting all of them shits. And I'm talking about he had like 30 kids. You know what I mean? Like all of them wanted to be Orange Cassidy for Halloween. So you know what I mean? Like he's the man. So he's 8-0. So shout out to him. Next up, number 2 will be Pac at 5-0. Like I still don't understand why he's on the list if he's in a tag team, but whatever. Number 3 is John Moxley with 6-1, and then just moved into the list this week. Brian Cage 5-1, and then Adam Hangman Page is 5th on the list with 8-1. Shouldn't he be above Brian Cage and Moxley? Like, whatever. I don't know. I don't know how to count. I don't know math, but whatever. We go into the women's division, and Akira Rashida, she's still the women's champ, 3-0 for the year with an overall record of 37-8. That's impressive. Number 1 contendership, of course, goes to my girl, Dr. Britt Baker. She's just been, ever since her heel turn, like she's just been on fire. Like she's one of my favorite on the brand right now. She's hilarious. I love it. Like I love the shit talking, and she's winning her matches now, and she puts on great matches. Like she's definitely she's not a slouch. You know what I'm saying? Her submission looks brutal. Like oh my god, like. And number 2 on the list is Thunder Rosa with 9-2. Okay, you know what I mean? She moved up a rank. Number 3 is Tay Conti with 10-3. Now, the only problem I have with this is like, all right, so 1 is Britt Baker's 8-1, Thunder Rosa is 9-2, and Tay Conti is 10-3, and that's the 1, 2, 3 for it. Actually, no. I was about to complain, but actually, that kind of does make sense. You know what I mean? You got 3 losses. It is what it is. So, but yeah, Tay Conti, she needs to get back in that. She been putting in the most work out of all the women for the past couple of months, and she got to get back. She deserves at least something. She need to get it by this year or by this summer. Like give it to Britt Baker, and then give it to let Tay take it from her or something like that. You know what I mean? She definitely deserves it. Salute to Tay Conti. Number 4 is Nyla Rose, 7-1. And then number 5 is Red Velvet, 6-1. This list actually does make a lot of sense, so I don't have no complaints there. Salute all the women on the list. Next up is the tag team rankings with the Young Bucks being 4-0. You know what I'm saying? SCU, once again, still number 1 contenders, 12-0. This is right before Dynamite, too. Keep that in mind. Jurassic Express, 7-1. The Varsity Blondes, 10-2. The Acclaimed, 6-1. And FTR is 4-0. Yo, what's up, man? Like, y'all ain't getting no matches? Like, where FTR been? I haven't seen them as a tag team. Just them. I know they're going through that situation with the Pinnacle. We're gonna get with that later, and we're gonna get to that later with them and I'm tripping with Jericho and them. Like, but yeah, that's the rankings. But they need a couple of matches themselves by themselves. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. Okay. So to start it off, the Omega Don Callis comes out with Michael Nakazawa because the first match of the night was supposed to be a tag match with Kenny Omega, Michael Nakazawa versus John Moxley and Eddie Kingston. So he comes out, Don Callis comes out with just Michael Nakazawa, no Kenny in sight. And he says, yeah, so Kenny's not here, blah, blah, blah. And what's weird about it is you hear on commentary, oh, he's lying. He's lying. Like they blowing him up. Like I think it was Excalibur. Stop lying, man. Kenny's here somewhere. Like, cut the shit, Don. He was like, he's not here. So Michael, you're gonna have to be in this handicap match and handle it yourself. The champ don't have no time for these fools. And he's acting all scared, like, oh shit, blah 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 blah. Boom, John Moxley's music hits, and they coming out from the side, both of them. Justin Roberts, like yo, he gives John Moxley the greatest fucking intro pop. Like this shit is crazy. He should have done like boxing. Imagine him doing some Mike Tyson shit. Iron Mike Tyson, like whatever. But as they walk into the ring, Kenny comes out of nowhere and attacks both of them with the belt, both of the belts, fucks them up, blah blah blah, brings them in the ring and brings them both in the ring, and then the match officially starts. I thought it was a good match. They lasted for a little while too. They were like a good 10, 15 minutes, and there was a lot of high spots. Um, and well, shit was dope. You know what I mean? Nakazawa hit a low blow on Kingston while the ref was distracted, and then they both beat the shit out of him on the turnbuckle. Kenny hits the KO cutter on Eddie Kingston for a near fall, and then afterwards, Moxley gets in, stomps a mud hole in Nakazawa, and then he blasts him with a pile driver. I remember that shit. That shit was crazy. That pile driver kind of looked brutal. You know what I mean? And then it was what it was. Moxley planted Nakazawa with the half and half, and then pinned Nakazawa. So Moxley got his win on both of the teams. It was what it was. And then while they were beating the shit out of Michael Nakazawa, Kenny seems to walk away. He was like, "I'm uninterested in the match. I'm done. Y'all got it." And then that's how the match ended with him hitting them with the half and half. All right. The next matchup is the Young Bucks and verse oh, hold on. So while he's walking away, the Young Bucks come out and they distract both Moxley and Kingston, and then the Good Brothers come from the back of the ring and attacks them with Kingston, and then all five of them come out together. They jump Moxley and Eddie Kingston again. They started even hitting on Eddie Kingston's leg and all that shit, super kick party and everything was going crazy in there. And then it was what it was. They announced at Double or Nothing that Hakura Shida is facing the number one contender, Britt Baker. It was what it was. So the next matchup is Cody Rhodes versus QT Marshall, and he comes out with the whole Nightmare Factory, but they all leave him to go to the ring by himself. This match was actually one of I think probably like the match of the night. Well, no, it was not the match of the night, but this is probably like the second match of the night. This shit was crazy. Like, yo, Cody, come on. Yo, shout out on Anderson. Finally. Because QT Marshall went up to him. I remember this vividly. He went up to him outside the ring, started pushing him or some dumb shit like that. And Arn Anderson grabbed him up. He was about to fuck him up. The refs had to break it up, kick him out. But finally, you're doing something. You're finally doing something. I understand you're an old man, but damn it, help Cody. You know what I mean? But thank you. You finally did something. There was a lot of action going on. during the whole match. A lot of false finishes. I thought this match was crazy. It was fast paced. They did not waste no time since the bell rung. Like they went right at it, and it was a lot. It was a lot. You know what I'm saying? So so what happened was Cody locked the figure four to end the match on QT, and he submitted. Anthony Ogogo came in the ring and dropped Cody Rhodes with the bolo shot, and then he covered up Cody with the Union Jack. Then Alex Marvez was backstage interviewing Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky. They said they're not afraid of Sting. I don't even know why they got beef with Sting and Darby right now, but whatever. I guess give them something to do. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they were talking shit about Sting and Darby, and that Ethan Page is going for the belt. Both of them probably going for the belt. I don't know, or they're gonna have a tag match in the future again. Um, it is what it is. Um, Britt Baker, she comes out. She has a match with Julia Hart. I never heard of this woman before, but she actually did good. You know what I mean? Even though it was kind of a squash, she actually got a couple of some offense off. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? She beats her with the lockjaw. I give this like a 6.5, 7. It wasn't that long. You know what I'm saying? She couldn't really showcase her talent, but I figured that's what exactly what it was meant to be. A job out so that way we could um big up um Britt Baker. Afterwards, there was a segment with Taz. I thought this was funny. Like I actually like this idea. Like whoever came up with this idea for Taz to do, it's kind of fire. Um, he examined Christian Cage's kill switch in a video, and he was just going in on it. He was like, "Yo, that shit is not dangerous. This shit like you could easily reverse it. You could easily like." He was breaking down the whole kill switch. I thought that shit was fire. He was like, and then when he jumps off the top rope, he can in 7 years. He was jumping off of ladders. 10 years ago, he was jumping off ladders. Now he could barely jump off the top rope. Like they showed a clip of him jumping off the top rope where it looked kind of lazy and like I like that idea. That's kind of a dope segment where he breaks down the wrestlers. You know what I mean? So that was kind of dope. Next up, this is another good match. This is probably like another they had some great matches tonight. So this is automatically another 8 for me. A 4-way tag team eliminator match. It's with SCU, Jurassic Express, the Varsity Blondes, and the Acclaimed. They all come out. Jungle Boy and Frankie starts the match first. Cass hits a shoulder tag on Jungle Boy, rolls him up for a near fall. Um, so Jungle Boy. Oh, okay. So the Acclaim come out. They do offense on Christopher Daniels. Daniels planted bomb with a black. Yo, there was just so much going on. I don't even want to read this whole paragraph. It's just so much. Like I have to go back and watch it again. It was just so much. But the ending was Jungle Boy climbed to the top rope, but Kaz, Kazarian tagged himself in and rocked Pillman with a clothesline. Pillman got caught in midair, and then Daniels jumped off the top rope with the BME, and Kazarian pinned Pillman. So next week it will be SCU versus the Young Bucks for the tag team championships. It's about time because they've been having that record 12-0 and 12-1 for a long time. Shout out AJ. He say that he still think that shit is a fluke. Like they're supposed to be one, at least 12 and 11-1 in his eyes, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But that's next week. But that was definitely a dope match. You know what I mean? I think all 4 teams looked it strong. Jungle Boy, he's gonna be a problem. He's gonna be a TNT champion soon, but I really want them to get the tags first. But when he goes on his own and he starts doing his own thing, he definitely gonna be a future champion. Like he definitely a future of the company. Him and MJF and all of them young guys, they got a bright future. You know what I'm saying? Also Chris Statlander, another young lady who getting busy. You know what I mean? They gonna be good for the future of the company. You know what I mean? Jungle Boy is just every week he always does something I never seen him do before. For some reason, like he just I don't know. Like I guess he just trains on his off days. Like yo, you ain't got no wife. Like what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like I guess he go to work, go home, sleep, gets up, and go right to training or something. Like because every week he's doing something new. And I'm pretty sure he's getting a lot of his tips from Luchasaurus because he's starting to do like if you like I always say like if you look at last year when the company first started to now he wasn't doing a lot of luchador moves. Now he's doing flips. He's doing a lot of luchador moves now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm guess he's getting all that shit from Luchasaurus. They probably just go to the gym every day and just work on something new until he masters it, and then he goes in the ring and performs it, and it comes out flawless. So he got a bright future. That's another dude, definitely. I'm proud of, and I know his father's looking down, happy as fuck. You know what I mean? Like this has always been his dream. I remember I saw a clip when he was a baby and Luke Perry took him to like a Raw or something and they was sitting like in front row and he was right next to him, you know what I'm saying? And he was just so happy to be there, you know what I mean? Like, so I already know he was always a wrestling fan, you know what I mean? So shout out Jungle Boy, you know what I mean? All right, next up, Tony Schiavone interviews Kenny Omega. Kenny's talking shit. I'm collecting gold all over the world. And now it's time to come to pass. So just go on with the announcement. So the announcement is next week. It's an eliminator match between Pac and Orange Cassidy, and the winner facing Kenny Omega at Double or Nothing. Kenny acting like, who the fuck is Orange Cassidy? Like, what the fuck? Orange Cassidy comes out and just stares in his face, and he's like, "You gonna say something?" Like, he just, with the same dumb shit he always do. You know what I mean? He doesn't talk, nothing. He just and then Omega, like, yo, I don't get it. Why do people get pissed off? Remember when he had the feud with Jericho, and Jericho would go in on him, and he would just stare, and it would get Jericho more mad. Like, why y'all niggas is getting mad for? Like, like he not saying shit. Y'all get more mad, and he not talking back. I can understand if he was talking shit back, and yeah, you could get mad. He don't even say nothing. Y'all just get pissed off by his presence. Like it is what it is, you know what I mean? But so after that, it goes back into the ring. Tony Schiavone interviews Miro. Miro is like, yo, I'm gonna tell the world I just got a contract. It's my destiny. I'm going for a title. And he said he showed the contract on the next Dynamite. Darby Allin, I'm coming for you. In 7 days, the world will find out what happens to the man that doesn't mind dying, who meets the man who doesn't mind killing him. I thought that bar was fire. That was a great bar, Miro. Let's go. So he got a title shot next week as well. The main event, blood and guts. The Pinnacle versus the Inner Circle. Oh my God, I don't even know where to begin. Like, I'm gonna just say, I'm gonna say this. Uh, Sammy Guevara is just Sam, like all of them. Oh, shout out Santana and Ortiz. They came out with the face paint like dead presidents. Like, I thought that was fire. Uh, Same rules as War Games. You know what I mean? Everybody there starts with 2 people. In 5 minutes for the first match, and then every 2 minutes another one enters the ring until all 5 members on both teams are in the ring, and then that's when the match officially starts. And then you can win the match like that. Fine. Sammy starts with Dax, and yo, Sammy is just like, oh my God, like he was actually the highlight of the whole night. He was doing so much shit. Like every time Sammy got some offense off, he would oh my God, he was doing flips and I don't know, man. Like Sammy's special. Sammy stole the whole show. with all the madness he was doing. Like everybody got busy though. There was a lot of blood. There was like especially I think it was Harwood, like he got busted open and he was bleeding crazy. He looked at like Ric Flair when Ric Flair's whole face was like covered, like and hair, everything. Like he was bad. I know he got stitches. Definitely after the match, he got stitches. Um, I'm just gonna skip to right to the part. To everything else. They were when all five of them was in the ring, there was a madhouse. They were going crazy. Warlow and Warlow and Jake Hager, when them two clashed, they were going in. Like they did a lot of stiff shots on each other. Yo, Warlow, well, I'm impressed with him. He definitely could work. I'm finally glad I was able to see him actually put in some work instead of it being like a squash match or he just body going. I'm glad that he finally was able to put in some work and he did great. You know what I mean? So salute to him. That part was fire. Once again, Sammy, he did some shit where he did it off the ropes. Like you know how Shane McMahon, he does like the coast to coast with the chair. He did something like that, but on the ropes. See, what was different is Shane jumps from the turnbuckle, but he did it off the ropes of the turnbuckle coast to coast and cleaned it. Beautiful. You know what I mean? So it gets to the point. So we get towards the end of the match, and MJF, he climbs out the ring. Being the coward he is, he climbs out. He goes to the top of the cage. Jericho, being the man that he is, you know what I mean, goes to chase his ass. Now, where the hell you going? Where the hell you going? So while he's trying to climb the cage, hold on. Because I want to say this just right. So while he was on top of the cage, Jericho goes up there and he did like a low blow on Jericho. So then he put salt on his armbar and MJF began to bite Jericho's hand. MJF pulled out the dynamite diamond ring and found his mark between Jericho's eyes. So he punched him with the diamond ring. And then he looks down at everybody else while he's holding Jericho, like, yo, if you don't surrender, I'm throwing Jericho off the stage. I'm throwing him off this cage. So Sammy is pleading to stop, and all of the inner circle said, we surrender. Y'all win. Y'all got it. The bell rung, everything. So Excalibur said, yo, the inner circle have no choice. He was about to kill this man. So MJF still throws him down onto the steel ramp down below. Yo, I only got to say one thing. Why y'all complaining? Like, I see everybody complaining, oh, that wasn't real. Obviously, the shit was padded in the bottom. We saw the padding, the camera shots. Yo, y'all really want him to land on some real fucking steel? This is a TV show. This is a TV show. Like, come on. You think when they get power drive through the announce table on WWE, there's no way to, like, come on. Why you think they make it so weak? Imagine if that table was stiff as a real board. They be breaking the table, they put it back together in one commercial. Sometimes the shit breaks by itself. Like, remember we seen that a couple of weeks ago. Like, the shit just broke by itself. That's how weak that shit is. Cut it out. Stop finding everything to fucking bitch about, yo. Y'all fans make me sick sometimes. Y'all really want him to injure himself? I had to get those bars off real quick, but yo, dope match. This was definitely like a 9 or better. I'm gonna go back and watch it myself. I'm making my business to watch it myself. And the storytelling between the two, and MJF and the Pinnacle taking the win. I can imagine the shit talk that's gonna come on this Wednesday. You know he can't stop. But definitely a dope match. Go back and watch it if you suggest it, and things of that nature. But now I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna come right back and we're gonna do the SmackDown review, and you know what I mean, get it popping. You know what I mean? It's Kayfabe Avenue. Chip. And we're back. Shout out our sponsors. Keep the lights on, throw the sazon. You know what I mean? Keep that flavor coming and all that. We just wrapped up AEW's review. Once again, great matches the whole night. Like, you know what I mean? So definitely make it your business to go watch it again if you want to. I do. I definitely want to see the Blood and Guts match again, and the Fatal Four Way with the tag teams. Like both of those matches definitely above average. So we get down to SmackDown. Of course, they had to do a gimmick the same week that AEW did a gimmick. They called this throwback SmackDown. So everything was throwback, even the microphones, everything looked different, all of that. It starts off with, of course, your tribal chief, Roman Reigns. He comes out with Paul Heyman and the returning Jimmy Uso. You know what I mean? Jimmy Uso comes out with him. They talking shit about Daniel Bryan. He's banned from SmackDown. He could never wrestle on SmackDown ever again, whatever that means. And he's saying that, yo, I'm the new leader of the Yes Movement is Jimmy Uso. He's gonna be the new Yes Movement leader now. So whatever. What's crazy is they did the shit with the no. But it was what it was. And then Cesaro comes out. I guess he was getting ready to talk his shit. And while he's talking on the stage, Seth Rollins comes out and jumps him while they talking. So they get into a little brawl at the stage again. The shit is crazy. And then, of course, since it's Throwback Thursday, they have to bring a legend out, a Hall of Famer. Theodore Long comes out. I'm like, okay. So he about to say, now you got to face one-on-one with The Undertaker. I'm like, all right, so The Undertaker's coming back. I know I'm reaching, but it is what it is. So the legendary manager hit the scene as part of the special throwback, and he was given the power by Adam Pearce to be the general manager for the night. So he reveals that if he beats Seth Rollins tonight, he will earn his right to challenge Roman Reigns at WrestleMania Backlash. So while that's going on, of course, the head of the table attacks Cesaro as well. It is, you know what I mean? Like the shit is crazy. But that's how we start off SmackDown. SmackDown. Next up, right after that, it goes into commercial, and then it comes back with the match already started. You know what I mean? Cesaro and Rollins. It was a dope match. I give it like a good 7.5. You know what I'm saying? Yo, them two is the best. Like they one of the best is in the business. You know what I'm saying? Like the shit is ridiculous. Like you could put any of them two with anybody in there, and it will be above average or better by far. And especially Cesaro. Cesaro was so underrated for years. He been underrated. He should have been a champion at least 2-3 times by now. But I'm finally glad that they giving him his turn now. You know what I'm saying? And rightfully so. He deserves it. He's been putting on for years, and he's the man right now. You know what I'm saying? Um, Great match, and he defeats him with the neutralizer, and so he earned the right to face Roman Reigns at Backlash. So he's gonna get his revenge against Roman because of what just happened when he attacked him with Seth Rollins. He gets his revenge back. Right after that, we get into a one-on-one match with Carmella versus Ruby Riot. I thought the match was all right. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Ruby Riot, man, that's another one that I don't get it. Like, why they burying? Like, she's one of my favorite women wrestlers in the company. Like, you know what I mean? I love the look. I love the gimmick with the punk rock shit with her and Liv Morgan got going on, and they deserve more. But Carmella, she beats her with the tap out on the Cola Silence. Yo, that shit looks so vicious, that submission move. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit look like it could really choke you out for real. But it was all right. You know what I mean? Like a 7. Next up, um, Bailey comes out and she's talking shit about Bianca Belair. Like, oh, blah, 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 blah. You know how Bailey is. Hello, ding dong. Hello, you know what I mean? Like talking shit. Bianca Belair comes out, and then they get into it. They have a little bit of argument, and then hold on. They get into an argument, and then afterward, Bailey got a hold of Belair's earring, and she unleashed a vicious beatdown and sent a message to the EST of WWE. So they get into a little argument, and then they get into a little fight. Next up, we have Dominique Mysterio versus Dolph Ziggler, but it was originally supposed to be scheduled for Rey Mysterio, and but Ziggler got, like, I guess he manipulated Dominique to take the match instead, so he takes the match in his father's place, and he comes out with the quick win. Like, it was surprisingly like a good 7 minutes, another squash, and he won. Yo, Dominique's probably gonna be in the running of the Rookie of the Year. Like, 'cause what he started, what, last SummerSlam, right? With him and Brock Lesnar, and officially, I don't know if that's officially his first match, but I know it went I think it was SummerSlam. I could be tripping. So he's about to make his full official first year in the company. So he's in the running for the Rookie of the Year for this year. We'll talk more about that at the barbecue episode that's coming soon to start the new season of Kayfabe Avenue. But Dominic Mysterio, yo, he looked like he got it. He got it. You know what I mean? He's not botching. He's doing great moves. He's doing great matches. Putting on great matches, and he got a bright future. He's another guy that got a bright future. You know what I'm saying? So salute to him. He defeats Dolph Ziggler, and that's, congratulations. That was a dope match. You know what I mean? Dolph Ziggler, I don't want to talk about it. I'm tired of talking about it already. So so after defeating Nia Jax last week, Tamina is found herself in a match with Reginald because he wants to defend the honor of Nia Jax. Yo, what's up with, like, what is she like? Why is Angel Garza and now Reginald all of a sudden they obsessed with Nia? But whatever. Blah 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 blah. He was trying to do the same thing he did with Sasha Banks when he wrestled Sasha Banks, do be evasive and acrobatic, but Tamina wasn't having it. Once she got her hands on him, she beat the shit out of him. She did not let him go. Like, once she caught his ass, it was a rap though. And she won by disqualification though, because both of the women attacked Tamina while they were in the middle of the match, but she was fucking Reginald up, so she won by disqualification. So I'm not even gonna rate it. You know what I mean? That was obviously just a, you know what I mean? Whatever. All right, next up. It was a 10-man tag match with King Corbin, Apollo Crews, Sami Zayn, Otis, and Chad Gable. So with the bodies everywhere in the Colossus 10 match tag team matchup set up by the legendary SmackDown general manager, Shinsuke Nakamura failed to realize that King Corbin had been tagged into the contest, opening the door for the brutal Monarch to pick up the win for his team. So King Corbin beat Nakamura. Why they only telling me the one side of the team? They're not telling me the other side, because I'm looking at a picture and it's showing the Street Profits there. So I don't know. And it's saying that Shinsuke Nakamura was in the match. So I didn't fully watch Friday, so it is what it is. But all right, I'm not gonna rank that either because I don't know all the names. All right, and the final moment of SmackDown, you know what I mean, that ended off. Jimmy Uso comes out with Roman Reigns, and it is what it is. Jimmy came out to the ring for the love of his brother Jay, but he's turned his back on the Universal Champion Roman Reigns, who demanded that he acknowledged him. As Jay came to his brother's side in an attempt to convince him, Cesaro suddenly emerged from behind Reigns and took down the head of the table. Although Jimmy reluctantly entered the ring to help, Jay and both Usos ended up on the canvas, and Reigns was dropped by the neutralizer with his WrestleMania Backlash challenger. And that's the end of the SmackDown night. So Jimmy is still, I guess, still on and off. He doesn't really want to. He wants to go back to. I guess he's trying to still be the face, because Jay Uso been brainwashed for like a good couple of months now, running around with his cousin, and Jimmy's been sidelined, so he hasn't really been there. I think he only did like one appearance where that he appeared in the background once since his injury, since he's been gone from injury, and now he's fully back. I guess he's fully healed. So salute to him. Welcome back. But I guess he's not really trying to be down with Roman in that type of capacity, but it is what it is. But yeah, that's your this week in review, Kayfabe Avenue review of this week. I ran through all 3 shows. Leave your likes, share, comments, subscribe to the channel. We on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, Anchor, wherever you get your streaming platforms. You see it all on top. Twitter. Follow us on Twitter, Kayfabe Avenue. Kayfabe Avenue. You can also find me on Twitter at EDOTA. That's at E.A. We in the Facebook group. Like shit, hop up in the Facebook group, Kayfabe Avenue Facebook group. Send the request in. We'll immediately bring you in. Leave your discussions, your comments, whatever the fuck, your hate mail, your love mail. Send that to me. I handle all that. I'm the manager of pettiness out here. Shout out my co-hosts. We should be back to this week, all 3 of us together. You know what I mean? But they out there enjoying themselves. Yo, bring me back a bottle, man. Stop playing with me, AJ. But yeah, that's your week in review. Holla at me, man.
The bottom line, why? Because old Stone Cold said so. Thank you very much, you son of a bitch.